Okay, so we're starting a new tractate of the Talmud. So this is the tractate Avodah Zarah, or foreign worship, foreign service. And there's links in the description for full sets of the Talmud Bavli from Koran, from Art Scroll, and then there's also links for individual volumes from Koran and Art Scroll in different versions of that, because they have a paperback travel version, a Daf Yomi version, a full-size version as far as Art Scroll, and then Koran has this big volume here. But anyway, so this is June 20. This is the Daf Yomi for June 20th, 2025. And there's also a link in the description to follow along with this translation specifically at Sefaria. So, so you can get to the Daf any way you like. It's preferable to be read out of a book. But anyway, here we go. So there's no Daf 1, so we start on Daf 2. The Mishnah says, on the 3 days before the festivals of Gentiles, the following actions are prohibited. And that's a dayhen, the festivals. And there's an idea that that's associated with a specific festival of the Romans. Okay, so the following actions are prohibited, as they would bring joy to the Gentile, who would subsequently give thanks to his object of idol worship on the festival. So it is prohibited to engage in business with them, to lend items to them, to borrow items from them, to lend money to them or to borrow money from them, and to repay debts owed to them, or to collect repayment of debts from them. So Rabbi Yehuda says one may collect repayment of debts from them because this causes the Gentile distress. The rabbi said to Rabbi Yehuda, even though he is distressed now, when he repays the money, he is happy afterward that he is relieved of the debt, and therefore there is concern that he will give thanks to his object of idol worship on his festival. The Gemara says, Rav and Shmuel disagree with regard to the correct version of the text of the Mishnah. One teaches the term meaning their festivals as a dayhen, spelled with an aleph as the first letter, and one teaches a dayhen with an ayin as the first letter. The Gemara comments, the one who teaches a dayhen with an aleph is not mistaken, and the one who teaches a dayhen with an ayin is not mistaken, as there is support for each version of the term. So the Gemara elaborates, the one who teaches a dayhen with an aleph is not mistaken, as it is written, quote, for the day of their calamity, a dam, is at hand, Deuteronomy 32:35. In the future downfall mentioned in the verse is partly due to the festivals of idol worshippers. The term there is spelled with an aleph, and likewise the one who teaches a dayhen with an ayin is not mistaken, as it is written, quote, let them bring their witnesses, or a dayhem, that they may be justified. Isaiah 43, verse 9. That is, the festivals will serve as witnesses against Gentile sinners, proving that they engaged in idol worship. The term there is spelled with an ayin. The Gemara asks, and according to the one who teaches a dayhen with an aleph, what is the reason that he did not teach a dayhen with an ayin? The Gemara answers, he could have said to you that a term that refers to a calamity is preferable. The Gemara asks, and the one who teaches a dayhen with an ayin, what is the reason that he did not teach it with an aleph? The Gemara answers, he could have said to you, what causes this calamity to happen to them? It is the testimony that testified against them. Therefore, a term that references testimony is preferable. The Gemara asks, but is this verse, let them bring their witnesses that they may be justified, written with regard to the nations of the world? Isn't it written with regard to the Jewish people, as Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says, all the mitzvot that the Jews perform in this world will come and bear witness for them in the world to come. As it is stated, let them bring their witnesses that they may be justified. So, let them bring their witnesses, they may be justified. These are the Jews, as their good deeds bear witness for them and demonstrate their righteousness. When the verse states, and let them hear, say it is truth. Isaiah 43, verse 9. These are the nations of the world who will admit to the righteousness of the Jews. Rather, Rav Huna, son of Rabbi Hoshua, said, the one who says that the correct word is a dayhen with an ayin, derived this use of the term from here. Quote, that they fashion a graven image, are all of them vanity, and their detestable things shall not profit, and their own witnesses, or a dayhen, hem, with a mem at the end, they see not, know not. Isaiah 44, verse 9. This demonstrates that the objects of idol worship will serve as witnesses against their worshippers. The Gemara cites homiletic interpretations of the verse that are discussed earlier. All the nations are gathered together and let the peoples be assembled. Who among them can declare this and announce to us former matters? Let them bring their witnesses, that they may be justified, and let them hear and say that it is truth. Rabbi Hanina Bar Papa taught, and some say that it was Rabbi Simlai who taught, in the future the Holy One, blessed be He, will bring a Torah scroll and place it in his lap and say, anyone who engages in its study should come and take his reward. So immediately the nations of the world will gather together and come intermingled with each other. As it is stated, all the nations are gathered together, and let the peoples be assembled. The Holy One, blessed be He, will say to them, do not enter before me intermingled. Rather, let each and every nation enter with their scholars, as it is stated, and let the peoples, or umim, be assembled. Isaiah 43, verse 9. And the term la'om means nothing other than kingdom, as it is stated. And the one kingdom, ulaom, shall be stronger than the other kingdom, milaom, Genesis 25:23. So the Gemara asks, but is it possible for there to be intermingling between the Holy One, blessed be He, that it should be necessary for each nation to stand and be addressed separately? Rather, the nations are instructed to stand separately so that they will not become intermingled with each other, in order that they will each hear what He says to them. Immediately, the Roman Empire enters first before him. The Gemara asks, what is the reason that the Roman Empire enters first? It is because the Roman Empire is the most important of all the nations. And from where do we derive that it is the most important? As it is written in the book of Daniel with regard to the fourth empire that will rule over the world. And it shall devour the whole world, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Daniel 7:23. And Rabbi Yochanan says, this empire will devour the earth. That will devour the earth is wicked Roman Empire, whose name spread throughout the world. The Gemara asks, and from where do we derive that whoever is more important enters first? This is in accordance with the statement of Rav Chisda. As Rav Chisda says, when a king and a community are brought before God for judgment, the king enters for judgment first. As it is stated, that he make the judgment of his servant in the judgment of his people Israel as a day shall require. And what is the reason that it is important for the king to enter first? If you wish, say that it is not proper conduct for the king to stand outside and wait for the trial of his subjects to end. And if you wish to say instead that the king is brought in first so that he may be judged before God's anger intensifies due to the sins of the community, the Gemara returns to the narrative of the future judgment. First, the members of the Roman Empire enter. The Holy One, blessed be He, says to them, with what did you occupy yourselves? They say to him, in response, Master of the universe, we have established many marketplaces, we have built many bathhouses, we have increased much silver and gold, and we did all this only for the sake of the Jewish people, so that they would be free to engage in Torah study. The Holy One, blessed be He, says to them, fools of the world, are you attempting to deceive me? Everything that you did for your own needs. You established marketplaces to place prostitutes in them. You built bathhouses for your enjoyment, and for the silver and gold that you claim to have increased. It is mine, as it is stated, mine is the silver, and mine the gold, said the Lord of hosts. Haggai 2:8. Is there no one among you who can declare that they have studied this Torah? This is the meaning of the continuation of the verse from Isaiah, as it is stated, quote, who among them can declare this? Isaiah 43, verse 9. And this is referring to nothing other than the Torah, as it is stated, and this is the Torah that Moses set before the children of Israel, Deuteronomy 4:44. And whoever did not engage in its study does not receive reward. Immediately the members of the Roman Empire leave, disappointed. The Roman Empire leaves. The Persian Empire enters after it. What is the reason? This is amazing because like the daf always follows, just like the Torah portion, you're going to see stuff that happens in the Torah portion in everyday life. Why? Because the Torah is our life, and our life is the Torah. But anyway, the Roman Empire leaves and the Persian Empire enters after it. The Persian Empire, I'm referring to Iran, which has taken the place of the ancient Persian Empire as far as its location. Okay. What is the reason that the Persian Empire enters second? The reason is that after the Roman Empire, it is the next most important. And for where do we derive this? As it is written in Daniel's vision, and behold, another beast, a second like a bear. And Rav Yosef teaches, these are the Persians who are compared to a bear, as they eat and drink copious amounts, as does a bear. And they are fleshy like a bear. And they grow their hair long, as does a bear. And they never rest like a bear, which is constantly on the move from one place to another. The Holy One, blessed be he, says to them, with what did you occupy yourselves? And they say to him in response, Master of the universe, we have built many bridges, we have conquered many cities, we have fought many wars, and we did all this only for the sake of the Jewish people, so that they would engage in Torah study. And the Holy One, blessed be he, says to them, everything that you did for your own needs. You established bridges to collect taxes from all who pass over them, and you conquered cities to use their residents for forced labor. And with regard to the fighting, the wars, I wage wars, and your success is from me, as it is stated, the Lord is a man of war, Exodus 15, verse 3. Excuse me. If there's something there that bothers you about that statement, Ish Milchama, Hashem is an Ish Milchama, a man of war, just keep in mind that is a title, just like we have the title Commander-in-Chief. It's a title of the leader of the military in a certain nation. And there's examples of this throughout the Tanakh of similar titles. But anyway, is there no one among you who can declare that they have studied this Torah? As it is stated, who among them can declare this? Isaiah 43, verse 9. And this is referring to nothing other than the Torah, as it is stated, and this is the Torah that Moses set, Deuteronomy 4:44. Immediately the members of the Persian Empire leave from before him disappointed. Wow, what's going to happen to them on June 20th, 2025? They're going to become disappointed. Anyway, the Gemara asks, but once the Persian Empire sees that everything said by the Roman Empire is completely ineffective, what is the reason that they come forward? The Gemara answers, they believe that their claims will be more effective, as they say the Romans destroyed the Second Temple, and we built it, as the Second Temple was constructed under the auspices and with the encouragement of Cyrus, the king of Persia. The Gemara adds, and likewise a similar exchange occurred with each and every nation. The Gemara asks, but once the other nations see that everything said by the first ones, Rome and Persia, is completely ineffective, what is the reason that they come forward? And the Gemara answers that they think those empires subjugated the Jewish people. We did not subjugate the Jewish people. The Gemara further asks, what is different about these, Rome and Persia, which were singled out explicitly, and what is different about those other empires that come afterward, which were not singled out and mentioned by name? It is because with regard to these, Rome and Persia, their kingship extends until the coming of Mashiach. The nations will say before God, Master of the universe, did you give us the Torah? And we did not accept it. Since we never received the Torah, why are we being judged for not fulfilling its mitzvot? The Gemara asks, and can one say that they were never offered the Torah? But isn't it written in the description of the giving of the Torah? Quote, and he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose from Seir. The Lord came from Sinai and rose from Seir unto them, Deuteronomy 33, verse 2. And it is written, God comes from Taman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Habakkuk 3:3. And the sages asked, what did God require in Seir, and what did he require in Paran? The Torah was not given in those locations. Rabbi Yochanan says, this teaches that the Holy One, blessed be he, took the Torah around to every nation and those who speak every language, such as the Edomites in Seir and the Ishmaelites in Paran, but they did not accept it until he came to the Jewish people and they accepted it. If the other nations all rejected the Torah, how can they excuse themselves from claiming that it was never offered to them? So rather, this is what they say. Did we accept the Torah and then not fulfill its mitzvot? The Gemara asks, but this itself serves as the refutation of their own claim, as one can respond, why didn't you accept it? Rather, this is what the nations of the world say before him, Master of the universe. Did you overturn the mountain? Did you overturn the mountain above us like a basin, and we still did not accept the Torah as you did for the Jewish people? The Gemara provides the background for this claim as it is written, and they stood at the nether part of the mount, Exodus 19:17. And Rav Dimi Bar Chama, So Rav Dimi Bar Chama says, the verse teaches that the Holy One, blessed be He, overturned the mountain, that is Mount Sinai, above the Jews, like a basin. He said to them, if you accept the Torah, excellent, and if not, there, under the mountain, will be your burial. Okay, the nations of the world will claim that they too have been coerced to accept the Torah. They too could have been coerced to accept the Torah. Immediately, the Holy One, blessed be He, says to them, the first mitzvot will let us hear the truth as it is stated in the continuation of the same verse under discussion, and announce to us the first things, Isaiah 43, verse 9. With regard to the 7 Noachide mitzvot that preceded the giving of the Torah, that even you accepted, there is the proof that you fulfilled them. The Gemara asks him, from where do we derive that they did not fulfill them? As Rav Yosef teaches an explanation of the verse, he stands and shakes the earth, he sees and makes the nations tremble. Vayater, what did God see? He saw the 7 mitzvot that the descendants of Noah accepted upon themselves, and he saw that they did not fulfill them. Okay, since they did not fulfill them, he rose and nullified them. He tiran, the command to heed these mitzvot. The Gemara asks, do they gain from not obeying, as they are now released from the obligation to fulfill these mitzvot? If so, we find that a sinner prohibits from his transgressions. And that is the end of Daf 2 of Tractate Avodah Zarah. Thanks for watching.